A blogger has been arrested on charges of witness intimidation in the John O'Keefe murder case.
Talk to Chris Albert. All he has to do is come clean and get his son to admit what he did and get his brother to admit what he did, and then this thing's over. Then there's no more going to kids' games and interviewing and going to your goddamn pizza shop. It all fucking ends.
Aidan Kearney's been writing for months about the case and recording himself confronting witnesses.
They were uncomfortable on Tuesday when they had to walk through that gauntlet of court. They hated that.
They say he has been calling them, following them, and revealing private information about them and their families. And they say he's been telling tens of thousands of his followers on social media to do the same.
Karen Reed would like to be free too, but you can't. So the second Chris Albert does the right thing, this shit ends. It ends.
Things are about to get really uncomfortable for you now, just to let you know that. Especially now that I know that I'm getting to you. That was a mistake. That was a huge mistake. Because now it's like time to accelerate.
The house of cards Karen Reed tried so hard to build has fallen down around her. Her chief propagandist, toxic cry-bully blogger Aidan Kearney, was arrested for intimidation of a witness, and he's not taking it well.
All I do is look for Chevy Silverados. Are those cops? Every time I see a Chevy Silverado, I'm like, oh, any Silverados? Any Silverados coming? Oh, man. What's that? Is that a Silverado? What the hell's that? Probably have, like, PTSD or some shit. I don't know. What the fuck is that? Is that a Silverado? Chevy Silverado. Like, Silverados everywhere. That's not a cop, is it? Maybe they'll try killing me next. I don't know. I thought you were a cop. You look like a cop. I thought that was a cop. I really thought that was a cop. That scared me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. This is how I live my fucking life. Paranoid. I really thought I was about to get arrested there. That looked like. Did you guys see that?
Got him! Got him! These dumb motherfuckers from Earth! Oh, I can't believe this is real.
Well, guess what? I'm never, ever, ever going to stop. I'm going to remember the faces of every single pig that came to my house.
Oh! I can't fucking believe they're this stupid. Oh my God, this is going to get the case dismissed. This is what they used to obtain a warrant.
My house was invaded by pigs today. Thugs with guns. Thugs with guns. Armed with a warrant.
Bukkake, bukkake, bukkake. Don't poke the turtle, young man. I don't know who you think you are, and that's not a threat. I know you guys like to pretend everything's a threat. It's not a threat at all. But you're not going to get away with what you did. You're not going to get away with that. You wanted to lay with pigs. You're going to be treated like the pig that you are. You're not a cop. You're a filthy, disgusting pig.
Texts between Aidan and Karen are leaking out all over X, showing that Karen has been directing the harassment and intimidation aimed at witnesses against her this entire time. These messages reveal that not only has Karen been feeding one-sided information to Aidan to use him as a mouthpiece, but was also encouraging him to harass and defame members of the victim's family in violation of the no contact order against her. With Aidan essentially halted from discussing the case as he instead battles for the right to continue to contact the named victims in his case, a power vacuum has been created, inviting more nefarious personalities to struggle to seat themselves at the head of the lucrative Free Karen Reed movement.
Why are you harassing me?
I'm not harassing anybody. You're harassing me.
I went in.
Me. I'm not harassing.
Phone in my face.
I don't have the phone in your face.
Oh, it must be with you.
Yeah, he is with me.
Jim Ferris is rude. There he is. Look at him. Keep yelling out women. Keep yelling out women. How tough are you? How tough? What's up? What's up?
Hey, you want to talk?
I want to talk. Why do you yell at women? Why are you messing with them?
People who take pictures.
I'm not taking pictures. I'm taking a video.
Video.
So yell at me. Yell at me.
Go ahead, big man. You're a big man. So are you going to call the Canton police, are you? Are you calling the cops? There you go. Call Canton police because they're as crooked as you are.
Individuals like Nick and Jenna Rocco and Stephen Coate have taken up the task of continuing the criminal behavior in Aiden's stead. But we'll have to get into them in more detail in a later video. To date, at least 2 other individuals have been criminally charged in connection with their continuation of Aiden's campaign of harassment and intimidation. And we will probably see more before this is all said and done. And Aiden is experiencing personal problems that are spilling out across his social media and blogging, tearing his following apart at the seams and causing him to lash out at his supporters.
I don't want you reading the blog. Fuck off, Aubrey. Fuck off. Fuck you. It's all just about, personal life, whatever. Like, I got news for you guys. Nobody cares. Like, you guys have been trying. You guys got to try something else.
He was recently exposed as being back up to his old tricks, using his blog following like a sex cult to prey upon vulnerable and trusting women, carrying on affairs with at least 5 different women. This has created extreme personal strife for Aiden, leading him to threaten these women into silence using sex videos. He forces them to film with him as blackmail for their silence. And a TikTok video showing one of Karen's many stories about the night she killed John O'Keefe went viral, with thousands of comments from users expressing skepticism of her story and echoing the belief that she is in fact guilty.
Later, Karen and John were invited to the home of a fellow Boston cop. Neither knew him well. What happened next is disputed. Karen says they pulled up to the house and she waited in her SUV while John went to check things out. She says she watched him go to the door, put his head inside, then nothing.
I texted him, I called him, and within minutes of him exiting my car is not answering his phone. Minutes. So
what happens next?
I left.
They are right to be skeptical. Messages between Aiden and Karen reveal she floated an entirely different story, that perhaps she clipped John O'Keefe as he was running behind her car, trying to catch a ride home. But this isn't even the end of the bad news for Karen, Aiden, and their loyal supporters. On the day that he was arrested, the state police executed a lengthy search warrant on Aiden's devices that allowed them access to his 6 cell phones, 2 computers, an SD card, and USB flash drive. Aiden is demanding that an independent investigator from the Taint team go through his electronics instead of the state police. But inevitably, the police will have access to what's on there regardless. This is a fact that makes Aiden extremely nervous.
They will stop temporarily and we will figure out if a taint team will go. I'm in a fucking taint team. Nobody should go through my friggin' messages. Nobody. But they certainly just shouldn't get your messages and be like, we get to look at everything on here, all your messages, and see what we find. It's called a fishing expedition. But anyway, they already downloaded everything, yeah.
It's still to be seen exactly what will be found on Aiden's devices, outside of his communications with Karen and her attorneys. Judging from his reaction, however, it is entirely possible that this arrest has opened a Pandora's box for Aiden, one that no matter how he struggles, he cannot close. Adding to his troubles, Aiden cannot abide by the terms of his release. He has been consistently urging his supporters to subvert the orders in a way he believes is clever, but is entirely transparent to any reasonable person.
I were to die tomorrow, this movement would continue. I don't know about that now, because I haven't seen any protests since I got these orders. I haven't seen a single fucking protest in front of D&E, nothing like that. I'm just saying, I'm not telling you to do it. I'm just saying. It's like they got what they wanted in that regard. So maybe there was something to that. I'm just saying. Like, and I hate when people put words in my mouth and they post things on the group like, oh, we shouldn't protest in front of D&E Pizza. We don't go to their house. That's gonna hurt Turtle Boy. I never fucking said that. I'm not telling you to do it, but read between the fucking lines, for crying out loud. Like, I wouldn't.
And his followers are hearing his instructions, loud and clear, continuing to harass his victims with Aiden's mob intimidation tactics.
Just to let you guys know, 68, section 13A, if anyone wants to read it.
Oh, we already know about it.
Okay, well, you're in violation.
How are we in violation of it?
Directly across the street is a witness to a criminal crime. So, directly across the street is a witness to the criminal.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But
I want to take a look at
you want to read that? Yeah, you can't be within that shot.
We're not doing any of that.
Peacefully protesting.
This line of defense did not work for Charlie Manson, and probably will not work for Aiden either. One judge has already pushed back and expressed skepticism toward his attempted justifications.
So your view is that a journalist can bring a dozen other cars, honking horns in front of a witness's house and calling out to the neighbors to call on their neighbor to do the right thing.
Well, it's not something that plays well in polite society. I wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it.
Is that's what you say is journalism? That's covered by the journalistic privilege. That is to say, it's covered by the First Amendment.
Covered by the First Amendment, Your Honor. Absolutely. In Article 16.
Even if the other dozen cars or however many cars go out are not.
I'm sorry, are
not journalists.
Not journalists. Well, Judge, that involves another issue that's a difficult issue, but should really come out on Mr. Carney's side, where how much control does he have over his people that follow him and want to cheer him on? You know, who can control a mob?
According to the papers, there was a meeting place.
Yeah,
and no one knew where they were going in advance.
But then
this defendant. I'm reading between the lines now. I don't think the papers are explicit, but they suggest that this defendant then directed them to the various locations that they were going to drive by.
Sure.
As quickly as it grew, the Free Karen movement is even more rapidly falling apart. With additional criminal defendants, and quite possibly more to come, secrets being revealed, and lies becoming exposed, the toxic cesspool that once cultivated and nourished her defense has now poisoned it from its roots. This saga will undoubtedly continue, as both Aiden Kearney and Karen Reed appear to be their own worst enemies. But, for the time being, I am sure John O'Keefe is looking down on all of you, with a smile on his face.